Founded August 28, 1898, PepsiCo is the second largest food and beverage company in the world. In this video, I'm going to explain why PepsiCo should be one of your top consumer staple holdings in your long-term dividend stock portfolio. My name is Zach, and you should leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the video. You should never invest in a business you don't understand. So I'll be providing a full analysis of the business and stock history of PepsiCo. PepsiCo is a diversified business that has top brands in both the food and beverage categories. This diversification in both food and beverage is the factor that differentiates PepsiCo from the Coca-Cola company, which is exclusively a beverage company. Over time, they expanded from their core brand of Pepsi with major acquisitions. Today, in the beverage sector, PepsiCo has the following brands: Pepsi, Pure Leaf Tea, Mountain Dew, Bubbly, Gatorade, Tropicana, Naked Juice, SodaStream, Lipton Tea, Starbucks ready-to-drink beverages, Aquafina Water, Brisk Tea, Kavita Kombucha, Life Water, Sierra Mist, Stubborn Soda, Propel, One Coconut Water, Sabi Elixirs, and Mug Root Beer. These are some of the top beverage brands in the world. PepsiCo has done a great job in making intelligent acquisitions and are constantly bringing in new product lines. Each of these brands has countless variations. For example, Pepsi has Pepsi, Pepsi Zero Sugar, Pepsi Wild Cherry, Diet Pepsi, Pepsi Wild Cherry Vanilla, Diet Pepsi Wild Cherry, Pepsi Zero Sugar Wild Cherry, Pepsi Real Sugar, Pepsi Caffeine Free, Diet Pepsi Caffeine Free, 1893 Original Cola, 1893 Ginger Cola, 1893 Current Cola, and 1893 Citrus Cola. And they are constantly in the process of improving and developing new products for each brand. PepsiCo is also a dominant food and snack company as well, with the following brands: Lay's Chips, Doritos, Stacy's Pita Chips, Quaker Oats, Bear Snacks, Sabra Hummus, Ruffles, Smart 50 Popcorn, Cheetos, Tostitos, Fritos, Near East, Maker Oats, Imagine Snacks, Sun Chips, Smart Food, Off the Eaten Path, Simply, Rolled Gold, Miss Vicky's, Red Rock Deli, Cracker Jacks, Nut Harvest, Life, Matador Jerky, Quaker Chewy Granola Bars, Sanitas, Funyuns, Captain Crunch, Rice Armani, Quaker Rice Cakes, Maui Style, Sabrantonis, Munchies, Munchos, Grandma's Cookies, and last but not least, Aunt Jemima. Once again, each of these brands have countless SKUs. This makes PepsiCo into a massive company. In 2019, 54% of their revenue came from their food products and 46% came from their beverage brands. 58% of this revenue was in the United States and 42% was outside of the US. The breakdown of this revenue is shown in the following chart. 32% comes from PepsiCo beverages in North America and 25% comes from Frito-Lay in North America. PepsiCo does a great job of branding and marketing all of their products. They use top celebrities as spokespeople, sponsor large events, and make creative advertising matching the values of each individual brand.
Come out, wherever you are. I've got new Mountain Dew Zero Sugar with the same refreshing taste as the original, but without any of the sugar. Here's Mountain Dew Zero.
I am thirsty.
Zero sugar.
This ability to create and uphold brands is certainly on par with that of the Coca-Cola company. In fact, the most well-known investor in Coca-Cola, Warren Buffett, speaks very fondly of PepsiCo.
Pepsi, it's a wonderful company, and particularly, I mean, Frito-Lay is a fabulous business. I'd love to own it. I eat Fritos, I eat Cheetos, I eat their potato chips. I even eat Munchos, which are kind of hard to find, but I always drink Coca-Cola with them.
The main differentiating factor between the Coca-Cola company and PepsiCo is that PepsiCo is largely invested in food products as well. Buffett and former CEO of Pepsi, Indra Nooyi, discussed this in the following clip.
And it is too bad that Coke never, you do have to go out of the Coke family to get a snack. And I wonder why they didn't realize salty snacks, drinks, I mean, that's like peanut butter and jelly. That seems like a slam dunk to have thought of that.
Indra may know this better than I. My understanding is that Herman Lay went to Coke, I don't know, 40 years ago or so, and if a deal had been made, he would have owned more stock than Mr. Woodruff, and Mr. Woodruff didn't like it. But I don't know whether that's an old wives' tale or not. Indra, do you know the answer on that?
I think the answer is that PepsiCo has always been strategically much better than anybody else out there.
I like it. All right, we got to go.
Ouch.
Warren kind of fails to comment on this point here, but the ability of PepsiCo to acquire and massively succeed with food products has allowed them to significantly outgrow that of the Coca-Cola company. In 2019, PepsiCo had $67 billion in revenue in comparison to Coca-Cola's $37 billion. The preference of Coca-Cola versus Pepsi has been an ongoing battle for decades. On a personal level, I'm a Coke man, but as an investor, why not buy both? They are both great companies and offer their own unique portfolio of brands. In my mind, it would be dumb not to invest in one of these great companies over another just because of pure personal preference. PepsiCo continues to innovate even in the trying times of the economic shutdown. They launched 2 new food delivery services. The first is called Snacks.com, which allows you to purchase PepsiCo snacks and have it delivered directly to your door. Just pick from a large selection of snacks, check out, and have it shipped directly to you. This service seems very easy to use and has potential to gain a large user base. Even though the shutdown that spurred its launch is temporary, a delivery service could be a good long-term move for PepsiCo. It gives them the ability to reach their customers without a middleman. Also, Snacks.com is a fantastic domain that's valuable in its own right. The other delivery service is PantryShop.com. This allows you to order from many PepsiCo pantry and grocery products and have it delivered directly to your home. It's honestly impressive that PepsiCo has so many products that can fill an entire pantry service with only their own brands. It's too early to see how these services are performing or what PepsiCo's long-term plans are for them, but it's nice to see that PepsiCo is looking for more ways to reach their customers and continue to innovate. The brand building and intelligent acquisitions of PepsiCo are what set it apart as an elite consumer staple stock. Remember though, PepsiCo is a mature company and you're not going to get massive annual growth, but it has strong fundamentals and will grow slowly and pump out consistent profits for decades and likely centuries to come. However, not everyone thinks Pepsi is a great investment opportunity right now. In this article from June 9th, 2020 on seekingalpha.com titled PepsiCo, The End of an Era. Dun 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 dun. The author makes the argument that the company is too focused on growth with disregard for profitability. He also claims that their revenues are not safe given their concentration in North America and being reliant upon retailers for their products. Although they are addressing this reliance on retailers with the launch of their delivery services, I don't actually see this as a pressing issue at the moment. He says, in 2018, PepsiCo's top 5 retail customers accounted for 33% of North America revenue. Walmart alone counted for 19% of revenues. This means that we have retailers concentrated into one area, a few products, and only a bunch of retailers. So what would happen if Walmart no longer wanted to sell Pepsi? More realistically, what would happen to sales if Pepsi doesn't have the premium placement in these stores? First off, Walmart is the world's largest grocer and accounts for 26% of total offline and online grocery shopping in the United States as of 2017. So if anything, it's underrepresented in their North American revenues. Also, he says few products. Do you remember the countless brands and giant product lines that I went through at the beginning of the video? Few is not exactly the word I would use to describe the amount of products PepsiCo has. He also brings up the idea of what would happen if Walmart no longer wanted to sell Pepsi. Well, this is where the power of a good brand comes in. This allows a product to have staying power and a moat that protects the business. I go into great detail about this in my analysis of Coca-Cola stock, linked to the video in the description, and I'll play a clip of Warren Buffett addressing this concern head on.
There's always been a struggle between the retailer and brands. I mean, if I've got a terribly weak brand and I want to get into Walmart, I'm not going to be able to do it. You know, I mean, I have to offer all kinds of crazy concessions, you know, and I want to be in Walmart if I have some sort of consumer packaged goods. the negotiation is way different if you have something essential versus non-essential. 10 years ago, Costco tried to get rid of Coca-Cola. Costco's got terrific loyalty among customers, and and their own Kirkland brand is a $39 billion brand now, and it moves from category to category, and they only started in 1992. So they know brands, and but in the end, they put Coca-Cola back in. If it had been Royal Crown Cola, they wouldn't have had to put it back in. So there's always that struggle between the brands. I mean, and there always will be.
Just substitute Pepsi, Gatorade, Mountain Dew, Lay's chips, or Doritos in for Coke, and this argument still rings true. So I don't fully agree with this article's perspective, but I advise you to go read it yourself because it's always good to expose yourself to multiple points of view. The link is in the description. The future of Pepsi seems bright, and you should expect slow but consistent growth in revenue and profits. The total revenues have increased from 2015 to 2019 and have actually increased during the economic shutdown, unlike most businesses. So 2020 will likely see continued growth. Profit has also seen similar increases during this time period. In terms of dividends, Pepsi has seen 48 years of dividend growth, an 8.41% 5-year growth rate, and a current 3.05% dividend yield. Right now, this yield is pretty high comparative to the past year, other than during the peak of the market downfall. During that peak, you could have actually gotten Pepsi for over a 3.5% dividend yield, which I did. Based off historical yields, if you get PepsiCo over 3%, then it's actually one of the best times you could have bought the stock. The payout ratio is relatively high right now, ranging between 60% and 70% over the last 5 years, but their payouts should be sustainable as long as they can maintain their recent trends of growth. PepsiCo is one of my holdings in my long-term dividend stock portfolio, and I plan on it being one of my largest consumer staple stocks. Currently, I only have one share at a cost of $108.12 and a dividend yield of 3.783%. I'm looking to pick up more after this recent market downfall, and I'm putting in more orders as we speak. However, don't take my advice blindly, and be sure to do your own research before making investment decisions. Thank you for watching the 8th video of Dividend Data. I'd love if you could show some support by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. I'll be giving you an update on my portfolio every month and making videos like this every week. If you follow me on Twitter, link in the description, you can get real-time updates of my buys and dividends coming in. Leave a comment below, and thank you for watching.